why should you invest in art?
I think, as people, we've always had pursuits that don't make sense in real life. Why would you run after a ball and play sports? Why would you look at the sky and see images in the clouds? So I think there's a human desire to reach out of the daily aspects of living and invest energy and time into that. I think a real sort of extension of that has become an investment of money, which has strangely become a core content of most conversations on art. But I think really one needs to think about investing time and energy, which a lot of people do without even realizing, looking at cracked walls and seeing images. I think that's also an engagement with art.
For a layman, what is the best way to invest in art?
I think what a layman can invest in art is time to begin with. Let alone a layman, anyone should begin investing time, seeing the art, understanding it better. And I think really an extension of that would be an investment of probably money in acquiring art. But I think it has to begin with getting some perspective on what art is all about and what is the stuff that you're looking at and what is the stuff you're trying to get. You can't expect to have your old investment logic of mid cap, small cap, etc. apply to a junior artist, senior artist, or a big cap as progressive schools. These kind of investment theories, wafer-thin investment theories that are floated around the arts are completely wrong, because art traverses across a different tangent of artistry and cultural knowledge and cultural appreciation. And I think somewhere down the line, that's going to impact how art is looked at. And if you want to engage with it, you begin with your eyes, and you begin getting active with it.
Art market evolved in the past few years.
The Indian art market has grown dramatically in size. What it hasn't grown in is the larger art world has not had all its machineries in place. The museums, the art schools, the engines that drive cultural information and disseminate into community haven't really kept pace with the rise in the art market. Now that's not a position we can't rectify, but I think at some point very soon down the line, because the curve is only going to get bigger, as India gets more powerful, obviously its culture is going to have a greater impact in the world. And so anything that's a cultural production at this point will obviously have great value in the times to come. However, to sustain a meaningful ecosystem with the art world, I think we all need to begin, whether we are artists, whether we are critics, collectors, curators, gallerists, to begin investing time and energy into fixing the place to make it a more viable and meaningful place to sort of inhabit and engage with culture.
Budget is coming soon. I would like to have your viewpoint on, do you see India as an opportunity economy? And how do you think budget's going to affect the commoner?
I don't understand budgets. I find it very, very intriguing. At some point I'd be thrilled if I can understand. I see it as a challenge if I understand other disciplines. I see, my art practice extending out of it from time to time into other things, and it excites me. But I think more than anything else, I think people are perceiving India as an opportunity landscape. And people are coming in with all sorts of ideas here. I think that's fantastic. We're an old civilization. I think old wisdom that's been dormant might be unleashed, and probably we are living it. Probably we are living not in a time of economic revolution as most people see it. Perhaps it's a time of cultural revolution. And I think I can vie for probably a list of 25 artists that are either from a generation of like myself or a generation slightly older than us that are completely pushing the envelope, completely pushing contemporary culture to a new dimension, and we're probably seeing a revolution. We are not sensing it.
Are you interested in cricket?
If I see a match, if I catch a cricket match, I would stick on to it. But it's not my passion. It's not my passion. I can say one thing about cricket. I think there are several things about human endeavor that I feel passionately about. And one thing I feel passionately about cricket is the fact that somebody can actually take a ball and hit a stump when standing on guard is one of the most most powerful batsmen in the world, and somebody can get through that. I think that strength of human endeavor always sort of intrigues me. And also other stories like probably Saurav Ganguly's story of actually coming round the full circle, I think is another narrative of human endeavor, and that intrigues me about cricket.